Well, hi, it's Dave in West Wales, not reviewing a Ryobi product, unusually, but today, having dragged the Gardenline model number 8856 garden shredder out of the shed and poked some sticks through it, all it does is chew them out into noodles. It doesn't cut them up at all. So, we've got to find out what on earth has gone wrong. Right, safety first. It's not plugged in. Don't panic. In fact, the wire isn't even in the same room. I've no idea how to take it apart. What you can see is basically the only fastenings I can find, which are 4 of them here, one at each corner. And they are Allen keyed, I think. Yes. Well, I'm going to try an Allen key in them and see what happens. Right, what have we got? Ooh. About that size. What size is this? Marvellous. It doesn't actually say what size it is. H5. There you go, H5. Oh, what a shot! H5 it is. Right. Oh, yes, that comes undone okay. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to get a magnetic tidy. There we go. Magnetic tidy. These are brilliant. Watch this. Pop that out of there. Oh, I was going to impress you with how it sticks, it being magnetic and all. But I think it's stainless steel, so it won't. Oh well, it's useful. Right, next one. This one's harder. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Mustn't lose the little split washer. There we go, this one. Ooh, nearly lost that one. And last but not least, there we go. One wonders if a lot of broken things will fall out when I take the cover off. What do you think? Postcards, please. Right, I'm gently prying on that. Nothing's happening. So I'm going to presume it's actually the plastic that comes off the metal, rather than the metal out of the plastic. I can't see any other fastenings. It looks like a cast head on it. So, where do you get the plastic off? That's a good question, isn't it? Well, the switch assembly on top, it's got 4 screws, but I'm going to presume that's just the switch assembly that comes out of there. Let's spin it round and see what we can see. Yeah, that's the model number. Did you want it? You have to zoom in. Can you see anything? I'm feeling under here to be any screws or anything. Same on that side. That's the switch assembly. Aha. Things. Holes. Shall we see what we can see? Can you just see that? Yeah, little holes there. Like that. What on earth are they? I bet you there talks as well. Not talks, Alan. Can I get that in there? Nope, can't even feel, let alone see. I wonder if it has to come off the base. Let's see how that comes off. Right, here we are underneath the gubbins. That's where all the stuff comes out. It's supposed to be chopped into little acorn-sized bits, but it doesn't. But now we have put it on its back, we can see screws. One down there as well. Are there any up here? Nope. Any in there? Nope, but that feels like a... Can you see in there? Can you tell me? No. Do you know what it feels like? One of those little plastic catches that you sort of snap things into and then you have to prise them out again. These don't. Well, that one down there does. That one there does. That one there. When I'm wheeling it. Right. First things first, let's get those screws out. Right. Screws out. Quick and dirty. Oops. Oh yes, things are happening. It's coming loose. Expect disaster. Oh, it's all loose. It's coming away. How about that? Tra-la. Well, that was easy. Yeah. Let's just brush that off. Clean workspace and all that. Yeah, right. Let's have a look in there. Well, there's plenty of gubbins in. Ugh. And that's where the teeth are. Let's clear that out of the way. Let's have a good poke. Need a good poke. There we go. Right, I've just cleared a bit of the debris out, and if I show you my poke there, that there is, well, I don't know what you call it. I'm going to call it the cruncher bar, because when you crank this in, sorry, it's all wobbly. You can see how it's getting closer and closer to the cutting bar, or the cutting blade, I should say. You can see it's really close now. Very, very close. Now, that should cut the material cleanly, because there's hardly any room between it and the rotating blades. But it doesn't work. I was expecting to find that that had come off or didn't move when you turned the handle or the knob. You have to rotate that and it moves the blade in and out. But it does. That's all the way in. And it still doesn't work, because that's how it was when I brought it in to see what was wrong with it. A puzzle. Ooh, wobbly camera. Right, as you can see, it's back on the workbench. Well, it's on the workbench for the first time, actually. And it was revealed 4 screws that I think are actually pertinent to something, and another 6 around the outside. Are there 6? Yes, there are 6 around the outside. We shall attempt to take them off, but first, tea. Just put that there. And because time's of the essence, power! Ooh, time for our magnetic dish. Ah, there we go, watch. Great, marvellous, super. Again. Boing, 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 boing. There we go. Ooh, wobble. There we go. Boing, boing, boing. Oh, that one stuck up its arm. Now note, actually.
The iPhone I used unilaterally decided to switch to slow motion during the recording. I could speed up the recording to match real time, but the audio didn't rebuild like the video and was just a quiet mumble. Hey ho. So if it's quiet, it's down to this problem, and you'll just have to imagine the wit and sparkle you have heard in other parts of the video. Here I'm finding the correct screwdriver to remove the fastenings holding this dark grey base to the steel frame of the business part of the shredder. They were crosshead bolts of 2 different lengths. I noted which length came out of which hole. Obviously, anyone would, wouldn't they? They wouldn't want to be left trying to work it out later as if they'd forgotten to note it all down. No, definitely not. Note, I perceived a need to relocate my tea as there would be grappling and wrangling and no doubt flailing, which could result in loss of tea, which would be filed under bad. With a little jigglement, off comes the plastic base to reveal the inner gubbins. I'm holding a tiny washer which fell out from somewhere. It's only small, so we won't bother with that. They always build these things with unnecessary extra pieces anyway. Much pondering is taking place. Having spun the fan and pondered a bit more, I decide to prevaricate and poke out some dead grass for a while. Enough poking done to justify putting the base back on to spin it all around to show you the shredding end. Further prevarication is required, so I find a brush to clear away dead vegetation. For some inexplicable reason I decide I should be able to turn the rotary blades by hand. You know the ones, driven through a reduction gearbox from a fast-turning mains-powered electric motor.
Undo it all.
Nope. Wouldn't turn. Huge surprise there.
Wonder. Does this move on its own? It does. It rocks on its own like that. The whole thing rocks backwards and forwards. I wonder if I wonder if the whole cutting blade is actually underneath this. This not being the cutting blade, but where this block is down there, and as we're looking from underneath, up there, and actually this is immaterial. But this is the thing that moves. It says wind it in to make it closer, which is what I'm doing now, but nothing's happening. Oh, there it goes. So it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And that's very close. In fact, it's so close it won't turn anymore. But when you turn it back, it doesn't want to volunteer to go back. You have to shove it. So I'm going to have to think about this. Well, I'm just wobbling the camera.
With the aid of gravity it's placed on the floor and pointed at. In a very authoritative manner, I wave about a Sharpie pen to illustrate a point I can't recall. Either that or I'm fencing an invisible hobbit. I now prepare to mark the electrical connections so I don't cause problems on Reconnect Ion. Yes, Reconnect Ion is how the AI pronounces the word reconnection, go figure.
To release the mysterious blue smoke when we put it back together again. That would be bad.
More authoritative waving of fencing about something important, probably about wire disconnection.
Right. Okie doke. We have liberated the gubbins from the case. Don't worry about the wires. Don't talk about the wires. And this is the top. Now we're looking at the top. we were monkeying about with underneath before, and I haven't got the top here. Just clear out some of this debris, which is quite poked into some corners, I'll tell you. Until we get all this out, I suspect we won't see what we want to see. Twigs and everything.
It looks like I'm measuring for something, but I can't remember what. The gap appears to be very important to me and causing a lot of ponderment. Puzzling, isn't it? A number of items are presented to the gap for comparison. A fishing float, a pencil, a bolt, and finally a stainless steel lab spatula. I'm sure what I'm saying is wise and relevant to what's being shown. Honest. Not long to go. Be patient. Finally, I was describing the plant material I put through it with a less than optimal result.
But it didn't. I put sticks through and they only appear to be, I don't know, cut 3/4 of the way through. And they came out like a crunchy noodle. Instead of being chop, 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 they should chop into pieces about that long. About that long. And you can compost that, you can use it as weed suppressant, you can just throw it away. But it means that it's no longer in a huge, long, wobbly stick that gets everywhere. Noodles I don't want. I want the little bits, like that. But I can't find out what's wrong. I'm going to have to Google it. Well, I Googled it. There isn't anything wrong. Scuttlebutt is that the twigs, branches, whatever you want to call them, were still too fresh and pliant and didn't sort of crunch, snap, whatever, and consequently this just chewed them. Not convinced myself, but I shall put it back together again. I'll save you that pain and we'll try it again. I'll let you know one day. Bye.